I never thought loneliness could feel this loud. But that morning, when I woke up to a photo of my son and daughter-in-law smiling on the deck of a cruise ship, a cruise I was once invited to join, something inside me cracked. Just 2 weeks earlier, my son, Ethan, had asked me to come with them. "Mom, you work too hard. You need a break. Come with us," he had said, squeezing my hand. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to feel included, wanted, loved. But instead I forced a smile and lied. "Oh honey, I can't. I'm busy that week. Busy hiding the truth. Busy fighting a battle I didn't want to burden them with." Now, staring at their picture, my heart felt heavy in a way I couldn't describe. They looked happy. Relaxed. Free. And I was anything but. The secret I hid. For months, I had been struggling quietly, doctor appointments, medications, fatigue that made it hard to climb stairs, and a persistent fear that admitting weakness would make me a burden to the only family I had left. I didn't want to be that parent, the one children felt obligated to take care of. So I hid my symptoms. I hid my medical reports. I hid my pain. When Ethan invited me on that cruise, my heart wanted to leap, but my body knew better. I didn't tell him the truth, I simply wasn't strong enough for a long trip. My daughter-in-law, Mia, had asked twice. "Are you sure you don't want to come? It'll be fun." Each time, I had smiled, pretending. But when their ship sailed without me, the loneliness settled in like a heavy winter. The phone call. 3 days into their trip, Ethan called. "Mom, are you okay? You sound tired," he said. "I'm fine," I lied. "Just resting." But my voice cracked, betraying me. Before he could ask more, I changed the subject and urged him to enjoy the cruise. He hesitated but eventually agreed. After the call, I sat in my quiet kitchen and let the tears fall. I had spent a lifetime being the strong one. But now, being strong felt like drowning. What happened back on the ship? I didn't know this until much later, but something bothered Ethan about our call. A mother knows a child's voice. But a son. He knows his mother's silence. That night, Ethan went back to their cabin and overheard Mia saying, "I wish your mom had come. She sounded lonely." He didn't reply. He just stared at the water, feeling a weight he couldn't name. The collapse. 2 days later, I was walking home from the store when the world spun around me. My vision blurred. My legs buckled. I collapsed on the sidewalk. A kind neighbor called for help and stayed with me until the ambulance arrived. I was conscious but disoriented, drifting in and out. The doctors stabilized me. And then, they called Ethan. Miles away on the ship, he received the news that made his hands shake uncontrollably. "Your mother collapsed. She's stable now, but she needs you." He didn't think. He didn't pack. He didn't wait. He and Mia left the cruise at the next port and booked the next flight home. The discovery. When Ethan rushed into my hospital room, his face was pale, eyes red, hair messy like he'd been running for days. "Mom, what's going on?" he whispered, voice cracking. And I, after months of hiding, finally broke. "I didn't want to ruin your plans," I said through tears. "I didn't want you to worry. I didn't want to be a burden." Ethan sank into the chair beside me, grabbed my hand, and shook his head. "Burden? Mom, you carried me through everything. You worked 2 jobs to raise me. You skipped meals so I could eat. You stayed strong when life collapsed around us. You don't get to decide you're a burden." My tears fell freely now. "I didn't want to take your freedom," I whispered. "You gave me my life," he whispered back. "Let me take care of yours." Mia stood on the other side of the bed, crying softly. She squeezed my shoulder and said, "We love you. You're family. We don't leave family behind." For the first time in a long time, I let myself believe them. The challenges they faced. Recovery wasn't easy.